Well guys, we got a 2008 F350 with a 6.4 power stroke in it. And it's got a few problems. The one we're going to address first is you turn the key on. It's 6 o'clock in the morning here and it's stone cold. The engine is. As you can see, the heat gauge pegs. So, we obviously got a coolant temp sensor problem. So you can go to your live data. Load up here. And on these 6.4s, it'll lock the fan, the Vistronic fan clutch. It'll stay locked up all the time, and it'll do reduced engine power as well because it thinks the engine's hot. So go down to engine coolant temperature. Okay, so you're gonna have your temperature 1. And it says what your actual temperature is, 302 degrees Fahrenheit, what it thinks the temperature is on the engine. And you got your engine coolant temperature 2. That's going to be your voltage on your coolant temp sensor. 0 volts. Remember, lower the volts, the higher the temp. And the higher the volts, the lower the temp. Okay? So, if you guys want to learn a whole lot more about this, I know there's a lot of guys that already know this stuff. But what helped me immensely with this stuff, I was decent at it. I wasn't real great at a lot of this stuff. But what really stepped up my game on this stuff was if you guys ever watch Scanner Danner, Paul Danner, he has an online book that's like 400 and something pages long. And I hadn't even read the whole book yet. I'm like on page 200. And some of the stuff I even go back over it again to refresh my memory just to keep fresh on the stuff. But I haven't even read the whole thing yet. But it's really awesome book because he'll explain something there and then he'll have a link, a highlighted link after something that he just explained, and you can click on that link. It's an online book, and then it goes to a video on YouTube that shows him doing exactly what he just explained, and then you really get it, you know. So I really advise you, if you're not real good on the electronic stuff, a lot of the times now I don't even get the book out. I just 3-wire pressure sensors, potentiometers, stuff like that, thermistors, all that kind of stuff. I hardly ever even can get a book out anymore. I just know what to do because of that book, and knowing how to test it. Because all these, it doesn't matter whether it's on a diesel or a gas or a tractor. All these circuits work similarly. They're all similar. They all work off the same principles, what I'm trying to say. So anyway, so I really, if you really want to learn something, go get that book. It's really worth every dime. It'll make you a lot of money. So the first thing we got to do here, I'll just show you. We'll start it. As you can see, let me get the light on the cluster here. The heat gauge is pegged. A little temperature warning comes on the driver information center. You'll notice this engine's stone cold. We'll start it and it'll rev up and the fan will be locked on. I don't know if you can hear that fan being locked up. Well, there's a good way to see that too. You can see fan speed. Oh, huh. There it goes, yeah. Well, I thought there was a fan speed on there. Fan speed sensor monitor, low. Okay. And you'll go back into your codes here. Go into the continuous memory DTCs. Hear that fan locked up? Okay, engine coolant flow, low performance, Engine, this is the one we're concerned about with engine coolant temperature sensor circuit input low. Alright. Now, if this was anything else in the world, this would be pretty simple to diagnose. It's really easy to figure out. It's just getting to it because it's a 6.4 Power Stroke. The coolant temp sensor on these 6.4s is way down there. Don't go after this one. That's the EGR. That's the EGR temperature sensor. But you can't even see it. We're gonna have to pull the fan shroud and the fan and everything else. There's a lot of stuff that has to come off just to get to it. It's way down. It's down by the fan pulley. It's way down here. It's way down there. And there is just no way in hell. I mean, there's just no way to get to it without taking half the pickup apart. So let's start removing crap. We're gonna have to drain the antifreeze and pull the fan shroud, pull the fan, unplug this power steering reservoir, upper radiator hose over here, get it out of the way. Charger cooler hose has to be kind of moved out of the way. They're a pain. These 6.4s are really a pain. Hey, we got some coolant draining on it. Oh, here comes Amtrak. What did I just drop down there? I'm not sure what I just dropped. Look, fans. Okay, these vacuum lines have to come off. I gotta get my little tool for, well, I can probably just leave those on there. That's what I can do. I can pull this off here. Leave that one on there. Let's see, I need a 5/16, and I don't know if that's probably what I just dropped down there. Unplug the one over here, going to the full drive. I think that's what that goes to. Can't remember. Alright. I don't think this one's ever been apart, which is amazing for a 6.4. Pretty amazing for a 6.4. Okay, let me... What the hell did I drop down the hole here? Oh! Got cardboard and stuff stuffed down in there. Cavity down here. I don't know what the hell I dropped. The socket, like I just told you. I thought I brought one over here. I thought I did. Hey girl, what are you doing? Okay. Okay, let's unbolt this. There's some that can stay on there. I don't think that really. Keep it on my bucket. Make sure my bucket doesn't overflow on me. Okay, so I gotta get some pliers. We gotta take this loose. Take that clamp loose. We can go ahead and take that clamp loose there. gonna cooperate, is she? Alright. Probably don't have to take it, just what I usually do on these 6.4s is I'll take it loose on one end and just flop it over on the other side or something. And I just kind of got in the habit of tightening the clamp, snugging it up on the hose, that way it don't slide off the hose and you lose the clamp. Or so yeah, I need to take it loose. I'll just take it loose here and flop it over, and then get my little, see now this can just stay on top of the shroud when we pull it off. What do we got here? And this battery cable here. Pull them off, I guess. I don't know. What are we gonna do with those? Well, these are obviously wires they've got running for something else. We might be able to cheat and pull them over the front here. That's what we'll do with those. Now, how about this? Okay. We can get away with everything else. Let me go get... These 6.4s are a real pain in the ass. And I think that upper radiator hose, I need to pop it off of there too. Okay, so now I can pull this over here, flop it out of the way. We should be good for there, or you could take it loose. It's just hard to get on this one down here, so I usually just take it off on the easier end and flop it around. Okay, and then this wonderful power steering reservoir. You gotta kind of pull it up out of its little notch in there. Sometimes you still can't quite get it all the way up. Take the battery, a little clip out of here, and sometimes I should have brought my magnet. I should have done, because half the time when you do these, the clip falls out where you can't get to it again because it comes around from the bottom. But this time I got lucky. Oh, now my upper radiator hoses can be a bear to get them to pop off of there. It just gives you a little bit of room. Not gonna go clear down. Probably not a good idea, huh? And let's see. Everything's just really tight on these. Trying to get to stuff. Okay. What you're after is there's a bolt down there. And there should be another bolt. Maybe it's just this one on this one side. Yeah, it's just one bolt right there. There's a bolt down there you're after, and that's this upper half of the shroud will come loose. And then there's same story over here. But getting to this one over here is not so much fun. You can do it with a... Where's that screwdriver at? See if we can pry this kind of out of the way like that, and then you can stick your extension down in there and get on it. Yeah, let me go get a magnet and an extension and zip those out, and then take the magnet and pull the bolts out, and then we can pull the upper shroud off of it. Here we go again. Let's put our light on this side for this one. Let's do the hard one first. Get our magnet kind of telescoped out there, ready to go. Still can't see it. Oh, darn it. There goes the magnet. Alright. Gotta get the magnet now that fell down on the ground. Oh, that's the bad thing about these pickups with these huge bumpers on them, is climbing up and over them every time. Okay, there we go. Lightage. Okay, let's see here. Let's get down in here. Okay. They're still, I don't care what you do, they're still not very much fun to get out of there, even though you get all this crap loose. You still got to get this thing here kind of out of your way. The power steering fluid reservoir is always right smack in the way and problematic. How about this wire? Is this wire? I believe that wire is hanging me up. Hard to get underneath this one. There it goes. And there's another clip down here. Alright. Now I think we're free. Okay. Now the power steering pump reservoir is hanging me up again. Alright, we're finally past that part. Don't break. I broke these before. Doesn't take much to break them. Okay. I'll sit her down on the old flywheels and clutches at a truck we got laying here. Okay. Now we can finally start gaining a little bit of ground on her. There she is. Get her loose. A couple dents in it, but it don't hurt it none. Done it a million times. Diesel Tech Ron used to do it all the time too. Okay. Get that miserable son of a gun out of the way. Okay, now I'm just going to leave it laying right where it's at. Now, I can actually see the coolant temperature sensor. And sometimes you have to pull this hose off here too, so you can get to it. I've done that before too. And that's probably what we're going to wind up doing again. These 6.4s are just absolutely a pain in the bazooka. There we go. There we go. Oh. That is not a water hose, that's the power steering. Let me go get a plug. so we got the power steering hose plugged. Lost a little bit of fluid. Just make sure that fan's not going to be knocking a hole in the radiator. Okay, so there's our coolant temp sensor right there. Okay. Thank you very much. It's got a little, not really sure why they put those on there, but Ford puts those on a lot of those. Okay, so now that we've got it unplugged, you could either check for 5-volt reference on it, or you could just do a simple thing. Now that we've got that unplugged, if the sensor itself, your signal line is your 5-volt reference line on that coolant temp sensor. So let's go back into live data and see if it shows 5 volts now on that. We're gonna have some fan speed sensor codes and stuff like that. Alright, let's go into our live data. Engine coolant. Where'd we go here? Oh, we got a wiring problem, huh? I would say so. Engine coolant temperature still have 0 volts. Okay. I need to check that 5-volt. Well, it's changing now. You see that? Now we gotta check voltage. Usually you can unplug that, so this one's gonna be a good one, guys. Might have a pack rat or something that has chewed a line up. Phone company, they're always out in the middle of nowhere digging phone lines somewhere. No telling what can happen. My other little pin is not. Where that's at? That's not good. Damn it. Magnet on that thing. It's stuck to everything. Oh! Vacuum pump is running because alright, that's going to be the yellow wire. I'm pretty sure it'll ground to this cooler. We can go to battery ground too. No voltage on that wire. We have no 5-volt reference. No signal. That's kind of the definition of the code, low input. Okay. Oh, now we do. Okay, so what's going on here? I'm wiggling the wire. Something in the connection, maybe? What the heck's going on here? And now we lost it again. See, we've lost the 5-volt signal again. Yeah, we've lost it again. And we got it back now. It's in this connector. It sure is. It's in the connector. Okay. The wire's broke right here somewhere on this connector. That would be our green wire with our white tracer. I'm gonna plug it back in and look at my scan data. I'm trying not to kink the wire in such a fashion that maybe it'll register. Their little clip is right in the way. Okay. Oh, so much fun to get to. Actually, let's leave it like that for just a second. Let's look at the live data. Now that we've... It's not really making any sense. Shouldn't we see? Yeah, now we got 2.38 volts. That's making more sense to me. Unplugged, it should go back to a substitute value. That makes more sense, okay? Now we should see voltage with it unplugged, because the PCM is going to go back into a substitute value. Let's see if we can plug it in and see what it reads. Okay, let's go back to our scanner. Okay, engine coolant temperature 87.8 degrees Fahrenheit. And our gauge is still pegged, which makes absolutely no sense. But our engine coolant temperature is 1.3 volts. Engine coolant temperature 1, 87.8. Let's cycle the key. Okay. You see the needle, for some reason the needle was stuck in its spot, and I cycled the key, and now it's back at the cold position. So let's go back to our engine coolant temperature, and we're reading 87.8 degrees. Let's go to our intake air temperature sensor. It should almost mirror that, I would think. Where's intake? Highlight that one. Let's see here. And I passed it. Highlight that one. Take them to the top. And you can see right there, that's a good way to tell. Engine coolant temperature, 87.8 degrees Fahrenheit. Intake air temperature. So they should almost mirror each other. So I got to figure out, you know, on this one, guys, there's right there in the pigtail, there's obviously something going on with the wiring in that pigtail. And usually Ford's pretty damn good about selling a pigtail that you can wire in there. So remember what I told you about how the coolant temps, I got to looking at this, guys, I was going to fix this, and I looked back in here further, and now I see what the problem is. Okay, if you look down here, let's get some of the tools out of the way. Set them on the bumper for now. Okay, look down in there. Can you see the pack rat nest in there? Okay. There's my magnet. Let me get my magnet before it falls clear down in there. I'll show you guys here in a minute what the hell's going on here. I got to thinking about that. I thought, you know, the only way that thing can see 0 voltage with that unplugged is if the signal wire is shorted to ground, or the signal wire is shorted to the return wire, the ground wire going back to the PCM. That is the only way really that I can see that happening. And I was right. Okay. Alright, let's get this. See right back there? I don't know if you can see that. Let me get my flashlight. I need a bit of direct beam of light on it. See right there, that open spot of insulation? Yeah. They've chewed it and the insulation's gone, and they're touching each other, the two wires are. So the signal line is touching the return line, and it's grounding the signal line out and pulling the voltage down to 0. Thank you, Mr. Pack Rat. We got this what is this, a 350 or 450? It's a 350. I got a pair of clean coveralls. My butt's kind of dirty, and throw it on the seat so I don't get the seat dirty. It's so hot, I can't wear my coveralls. It's just miserable. But I got it running right now. I got everything back together, fixed the wired a new pigtail onto the coolant temp sensor, and as you can see, the heat gauge, we just started it. Check engine slash so on. Haven't cleared any codes. And the fan is still, let's see here. Fan should unlock. It'll unlock. There it goes. Okay. Fan unlocked. Let's go ahead and read the codes. There's going to be some probably fan codes and stuff in there, since I had the fan unplugged, testing the wiring and stuff with the key on, engine off. Transmissions sure do warm up on these a lot quicker than the engine does, huh? Come on, Grandma was slow, but she was old. Yep, cooling fan 1, control circuit, fan speed sensor circuit, no signal. Okay, let's clear them. This is what I like about Ford. It says ignition on, engine off, but on a Ford you don't have to do that. It'll clear them. Now Dodge, you have to do that. Okay. Let's go to live data. Well, this boots up, guys. I got to pour some more antifreeze in it and top it off the rest of the way, and we'll monitor our coolant temperature on the live data. Make sure that's clean. Alright, let's go down to engine coolant temperature sensor. Alright, 114 degrees, 0.8 Fahrenheit, 0.9 volts, and you'll actually watch the voltage will go down as the temperature goes up. Feel the little heat in her. That's his up pipes leaking. Compressor's kind of noisy when it kicks on and off. Yeah, I just gotta say, hey Mark LeMan, here's another technical one completed satisfactorily. I got some troll fucking with me on the videos there. He has to end every conversation on a comment. He ends every comment as in parentheses. He's really proud of himself. He must run around with a puffed out chest all the time. And it says, retired, qualified Cummins mechanic. And he has to say that 13 or 14 times on every comment about how he was a qualified Cummins mechanic. Hey, that's great for you, man. I don't know, you want me to like give you a brownie button, or what the fuck do you want? Yeah, I know some qualified Cummins mechanics that I talk to about every other day that talk to me, and I think they're great and they think I'm great, but obviously you're greater than everybody else. Ah, people are just something else. Takes a while for it to warm up, huh? He just kept on and kept on and kept on, so I just blocked him and banned him from the channel. So don't really know how that works entirely. I know that I think they can still give me thumbs down and do that kind of stuff, but I don't think they can comment. Nobody will see their comments. Nobody gives a shit about you. If I want any lip out of you, I'd rattle my zipper. Man, that's pretty good exhaust leak on there. I saw the carbon all over the, the firewall and everything, and I knew what it was. Happens to these things all the time. I just want to see it get up to around, I think these run at 190, I think. I just want to see it get up there and thermostat open and maintain temperature. We're getting closer. These EGR DPF motors run hotter. They got to build so much heat in them to keep them clean, to keep all that emissions products working correctly. It all takes heat. It's 190. $95. $200. There it goes. Must be a 200-degree thermostat. Yeah, I would say it runs at 200 degrees. Like I said, all these newer engines, they run hot. You hardly see anything with 180 thermostats in them anymore. Fan still hasn't come on. That's good though. We fixed it. Just to prove that we fixed it, let's do a key on engine running test. Let's turn the AC off because it don't like that when that's on. I like doing a key on engine running test when I'm done, just to verify that most of that stuff, I didn't run the cruise or nothing, so I probably should have done that. It'll throw codes for that, yeah. So I didn't run any of that, but other than that, kids on their four-wheeler. Come on. Yeah, we'll press all them buttons this time too and see if it throws any codes for cruise. Turbocharger, supercharger, boost system performance. Hear that? It's more than likely something with, we gotta fix the leaks. All right, well, let me call this guy and see what he wants to do about the exhaust leaks on this thing, and we got that part fixed. Thanks for watching.